Internet. My name is Jimothy Jams, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite characters from any medium, and that character is my boy, my homie, the Saiyan Prince Vegeta. And I'm going to try and convince you, yes you, sitting right there, wherever you are, why Vegeta is actually way better than Goku. Just secretly, low key. Get it? Key? Like, fucking key. Fuck you, it was funny. So to prove my point in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first look at the early development and lives of both Goku and Vegeta. And then I want to look at, the more recent stuff like Z and Super. And I want to, hopefully by the end of this video, I'll have made my case and you'll be like, yeah, Vegeta 100% should be the main character. Why the fuck isn't he? Fuck Goku. Well, that's the goal of today's video. So I'm gonna start with Goku, and unlike Vegeta, Goku has a whole ass TV show documenting his early life, like the early life in times of Son Goku. So I'm not gonna go too heavy into it. I haven't even seen Dragon Ball, but I know some stuff that happens in terms of power levels and shit. But yeah, so pretty much let's get into it. So our story starts on the planet Vegeta, where we find little baby Goku and little baby Vegeta. And now at this point in the story, Vegeta is way stronger than Goku. As a baby, he is just like on another level compared to Goku. Goku's like 0 or like 1. He's a very weak Saiyan. Whereas Vegeta, being the prince and being from like a strong lineage, he is inherited, like a great power level, just for like being from where he was born and like his background. But anyway, as we all know, the planet Vegeta gets 9/11'd by Frieza, and Goku and Vegeta gets sent off from off planet at some point, with Goku landing on Earth, hitting his head and forgetting he's a Saiyan and just being raised as a normal kid. But at this point, Goku is then trained by his adopted father Gohan before he dies, and then Goku goes to train with Master Roshi at with his homie Krillin, where he learns like techniques like the Kamehameha or the Kamehameha wave. I've never liked fucking the way the Kamehameha wave is pronounced. Kamehameha sounds Kagea, to be dead honest. I've always preferred calling it the Kamehameha, but to be completely accurate, I'll just call it the Kamehameha wave. Anyways, so yes, he learns these sort of techniques and stuff, and then later, Goku fucking climbs Korin's tower, so to get this to the sacred water, which is like a thing that boosts or multiplies one's power level. And he's he trains with Korin for a bit, and he drinks if I'm correct, he drinks the sacred water twice. So I'm not gonna do numbers in terms of power level. It's not that kind of video, and also I'm very bad at math. But at this point, he's gotten a power boost like twice over. Then after that, he trains with Popo. He trains in the hyperbolic lion tamer. The hyperbolic time shaper. And then So Goku has trained his whole life pretty much, and that's pretty much what I want to draw attention to is how long. So for Goku, since day one, everyone's stronger than him. So he fights to meet a level here, reaches it, next big bad, same thing, right? So because Goku during this whole time is just getting stronger up until the point where we see him in Z. And this is where we come to Vegeta's story. Now Vegeta, there's not a lot of canon around his childhood years before we see him in Z. But from what we do know, him and like some of the other Saiyans like Nappa and Raditz were in charge of sort of wiping out planets for Frieza to sell or whatever. So it's safe to assume that during this time Vegeta was just clowning on homies. Like no one was really a match for the guy. Which is a very important difference between the development of Goku and Vegeta. Because for Vegeta, he can't get stronger. He's always just he's never been challenged, really. Right? He's never had had to dig deep and get stronger because he's just always been as strong as he needs to be. What's also important to note is that unlike Goku, Vegeta also had no teachers. He had no guides. His father King Vegeta was on planet Vegeta, and both of those things fucked, right? So Vegeta's fully on his own mostly. So he's just sort of figuring it out for himself. Whereas Goku has had many mentors, many friends, many sort of allies and stuff helping him get stronger. And so by the time the two face off in Z, Vegeta is not expecting too much of a fight from Goku, but he gets a bit more than he fucking bargained for. Another thing to note is that Goku also, when we see him in Z, right? When he's preparing for the Saiyan, for Vegeta and Nappa to arrive to planet Earth, Goku trains with King Kai, who's a creation god. So he's kind of learning God Key techniques from him. He learns Spirit Bomb and the Kaioken, which lets him multiply his power, in a moment. Fuck. Another thing to mention is that when we see the first saga of Dragon Ball Z, Goku when Goku prepares, he's training for Vegeta and Nappa to arrive. Goku trains with King Kai, who's a creation god, and he learns the Spirit Bomb and the Kaioken, which is a technique that lets him boost his fucking power level, in case you weren't aware. And so he was already learning magic, pretty much. Vegeta, not so much. Vegeta has only learned fucking basic, not basic, but just Saiyan techniques, purely, right? That only really sort of are equally matched with Goku's Kamehameha and energy sort of techniques. But when it comes to sort of things like the Kaioken and the power pole and shit like that, he doesn't really have an answer for, which I think is important. So pretty much, Goku has very unorthodox techniques and Vegeta has very sort of normal techniques, I guess you could say. When Goku and Vegeta meet each other for the first time for their fight, the story of the fight is pretty much the elite versus the common man, but from Vegeta's perspective, this is really when he actually begins to develop. Because for the first time in his life, Vegeta fights somebody stronger than him, somebody who actually beats him, and since from this point, Vegeta's pride doesn't allow him to sort of just take that. So he starts actually training and pushing himself to get stronger, and this is sort of really when sort of we start to see how sick Vegeta becomes. When we next see Vegeta in the Namek saga, that's when Goku turns Super Saiyan. But in those early sort of where it's just sort of Vegeta fighting sort of Frieza's homies, he's just throwing himself at people way stronger than him and just getting better at fighting and sort of But obviously this doesn't really matter because when Goku arrives, he's been training under 500 times Earth's gravity, which for him is he's used to training hard to fight people stronger than him, so he obviously just is stronger than Vegeta by the time he arrives to Namek and then eventually becomes Super Saiyan, and the fucking story. But you then following that, um, following the Namek saga, when you get to the Android saga, what I always find interesting is what's the Super Saiyan transformation. Like when we see with Goku, it's something to do with rage, but which obviously Goku turns when Frieza kills Krillin. But then later, what's in it? When Vegeta fights Android 20, he like reveals he's also a Super Saiyan. But how did he get there? Well, he fucking trained really hard and realized he couldn't do it, and then got angry that he wasn't a Super Saiyan. So then he just became one, which props to Vegeta because he literally just got angry because Goku was stronger than him and just became a Super Saiyan, and that's we kind of see that a lot. Vegeta kind of gets to the Goku gets handed a transformation, but Vegeta fucking gets there. But Vegeta is just constantly just training as hard as he can just to sort of surpass Goku, and I think we can see that even more clearly in the Buu saga when Vegeta and Goku sort of fight for the first real time since they fought at the beginning of Z. What's important to note here, right, is that when Goku and Vegeta fight, Goku is kind of fighting at an advantage. He's because at that point he's dead, so he was like sort of allowed one day to come back on Earth. So he's fighting with an immortal body that's more sort of resistant to damage, and I believe the Halo lets him just have unlimited energy and stuff, right? And even with that, he still couldn't beat Vegeta, right? And you could say, well, Vegeta did have a bit of a power up himself because he like what happened was Vegeta let Babidi sort of, because Babidi was like the Majin Buu's, or the guy wanted to get Majin Buu out, but Babidi he's got like an ability where he can control evil people. So he kind of tries down Vegeta and gives him more, makes him stronger, but he's not fully under. Vegeta doesn't fully fall under his control, and because Vegeta doesn't give a fuck about Babidi, Vegeta just wants to fuck up Goku. That's literally his whole sort of, at this point, like that's his whole motivation at the time. He just wants to finally just settle the score. So even then, he just doesn't care. He pretty much was like, yeah, you can give me the power up, and then well, I'm not going to do what you say. So you could say he had that, but I mean, that's still like, still doesn't compare to having unlimited energy like Goku did. And yeah, you could say, because Goku was hiding Super Saiyan 3 under his ass, but Goku's just pulling out transformations whenever the fuck he needs them. But when the two were fighting on even ground, right, even when Goku had advantages, he couldn't beat Vegeta. He couldn't fucking beat him. Not that Vegeta was beating Goku, but that fact alone for me just means that there's something about Vegeta that's that people sort of overlook, like how strong he really is. But I think that my favorite point that I always like to make in favor of Vegeta is how Vegeta and Goku got to the Super Saiyan God transformation. See, with Goku, there was like the Battle of the Gods movie. There was a whole thing where he needed 5 other Saiyans to give him his their energy, and then that made it was a ritual that gives you the transformation. But then Vegeta shows up and completely surpasses that ritual by himself. He's not just Super Saiyan God. He gets Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan by himself. No 5 other Saiyans. No bollocks, no fancy chosen one ritual bullshit. No, just fucking hard work and grinding, which I think is way more impressive than how Goku got there, like Vegeta's almost like the Rock Lee of Dragon Ball. He's the one. Like I always said, Goku is given his transformations. Vegeta fucking earns his transformations. You know, and I think it's even more so if you look at the Tournament of Power arc, where Goku, obviously, yeah, sure, he gets fucking Ultra Instinct or whatever, but and that's like unbeatable. It's just like the plot armor transformation, which fair enough. He's the main character, yeah. But then in that same thing, Vegeta is just like, nah, fuck this, dog. I'm not gonna fucking not get another transformation. I'm not gonna be fucking cucked in terms of power level. And he just says, "Fuck it, I'll figure it out myself." And and then he goes Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolved, which I don't like the name of this transformation, because for me it's pretty much it's just Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2. We can see it's because his hair's spikier and a darker color, just like Super Saiyan 2 is a spikier hair, darker yellow than compared to Super Saiyan 1. So it really, in my view, I just see it as Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2. But anyway, and I think this is an important moment, because this is where Vegeta almost stops comparing himself to Goku. He just kind of decides to sort of walk his own path. So Vegeta, yeah, just fully fucking goes on his own path. He does his own thing when he hits Super Saiyan Blue 2, which I'm gonna call it. And I think you could say he surpasses Goku in this moment because of this. Because Goku can't use Ultra Instinct whenever, because he brilliant. I mean, I don't read manga, but I know in the manga, I think Goku does fully get full Ultra Instinct, like whenever, like he can turn it on and off, and Vegeta gets like Ultra Ego, which I don't know what it. I really hope they fucking animate that at some point soon, because I want to see more fucking Dragon Ball Super. But that's my point. Vegeta, like I feel like in simple terms, you could kind of say Goku is just, he gets whatever power up he needs for the plot to advance, because he's the main character. But Vegeta, it just gets there through work, through just grinding, which I don't know. I feel like that makes him way more cooler than Goku. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because Vegeta's my favorite character, but or in Dragon Ball. But I don't know. I always felt like Dragon Ball does not treat Vegeta as he should. I mean, and this is the most in fucking the second Super movie. What was it called? A Revolution F. Like the Frieza, when Frieza comes back. Because Vegeta fucking won that fight. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Vegeta, like, Toriyama fucked my boy, because Vegeta should have beaten him. Vegeta, if you don't know, what happens is Frieza beats on Goku for a bit, but it's implied that Goku probably beat him up. But then Vegeta just comes, and he goes Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan for the first time ever, and then he just slaps the piss out of Frieza, which he should do, because he got humiliated by Frieza on Namek before he could go Super Saiyan. And Frieza destroyed his fucking planet, killed his father, all that shit. You exterminate his race almost, and Vegeta doesn't even give a shit. Like, it's not, when he fights Frieza, it's not even from revenge, because he doesn't. I think Vegeta is beyond past that point. You see him, he just beats Frieza down with like. Just every blow he lands is strung together to like do damage. He's not wasting in movements. But anyway, then he's about to fucking finish Frieza, but then Frieza goes no and like decides to blow up the planet. And for some fucking reason, this time it doesn't take 5 episodes or 5 minutes, right? Like it did. Apparently now you can just blow up a planet instantly, which, okay. And then, yeah, then basically, get this bullshit, right? Then fucking Whis, fucking, who's you homies with Beerus, he's got a time skip type thingy. He can move back time. So he moved back time a minute, and then Goku fucking goes full power, whatever, and fucking kills Frieza. Fully stealing my boy's kill. Fully cucking my boy in the killing department. And that's not good. I don't like that. That was some bullshit. But regardless, pretty much Goku is just the plot armor guy, and Vegeta is just the guy who gets there legitly, you know. And I think that's why he's just. And also, I feel like in Super, which I don't think this is really a debatable point, Vegeta's a much more interesting character in terms of writing. Like, I mean, his development from Z to Super is so nice. It's so good to see. Like, he's, because pretty much it's just sort of him becoming a homie. You know, before he was just a conqueror, a warlord. You know, like just a bad guy. But through his time on Earth, through his time, fighting with Goku, he's been humbled. But not only that, he's been redeemed. He obviously he fights to sort of be number one, right? That's his motivation. But I mean, he fights for more, and I think in Super you see him fully like almost. I don't want to say he gives up trying to surpass Goku, because I don't think he ever really will. Yeah, but he kind of sort of accepts that Goku's stronger than him a little bit, and he starts to fight for not just to be better, but for his family, for like the life he's made on Earth. His kids. He becomes human. He's a very human character, which I think is really nice. And to top it all off, I always had this idea in my head of like how Dragon Ball should sort of move forward, because I feel at some point they should, like every franchise, if it's intended to go forever, it needs to sort of switch generations a little bit. And I've always thought the way I would want to see it done is I want to see it Goku and Vegeta just fight for the last time, right? The final fight between the two, right? And what happens is just, I'd love to see it even in a movie form, just like an hour of just Goku and Vegeta just fighting at each other, like, just going through all like fighting in base, going to Super Saiyan, fighting in Super Saiyan, going to Super Saiyan 2, and just like keep going up until they go at their complete, like their full power and just everything. And in that fight, I want fucking Vegeta to win, and I think he should. I think just give Vegeta a dub. Just give him that fucking dub. And then, I don't know how you just write it, but have Goku leave the show. Retire Goku for a little bit, and that's when you start the transition. And Vegeta kind of becomes the protector of Earth for a little bit. And we kind of see Vegeta in sort of Goku's role. But with no bullshit, like, he gets power by like working. That's like the hook of like how you would do it, but he has to defend people stronger than, he has to fight against people stronger than Goku, and he's got to like rise to the occasion. And like you do this while at the same time you kind of start building the next generation of characters, which if I was God and I could do, and I could just sort of write this how I'd want, what I'd do is I'd sort of mainly focus on Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. And the reason for this is Gohan, I remember in the Cell Saga it looked like they were going to make him the main character, but then for whatever reason Toriyama kind of was like, I actually changed my mind, Goku, he's so cool. Which I like. I love Goku. I don't like, but Gohan's character, like, I know there's a lot of Gohan fans. I've got a friend who's a big Gohan fan. It's his favorite character. And it's like Goku is a very in terms of power, because it's like Gohan's whole sort of thing at the moment is he should be stronger than Goku and Vegeta, right? But because he just kind of he slacks, and he sort of he doesn't train, he doesn't keep up with his training. He focuses almost more on his academics and like his life, which is fair, And I think that's all. Like he chose what's the life that he wanted. He's also got his family. He's got his life. He's not a fighter. He's never been a fighter. Like not like his dad is, who or like Vegeta is, who just live for like the combat. But then you kind of have you have Vegeta as the main sort of protect, like the big strong boy for like a while. Gohan as number 2, and then Goten and Trunks. And those two are going to be the next generation, right? Because Goten's a good. Because obviously it would realistically be Goten, because first of all, he's like a descendant of Goku, so that's got like a generational passing the torch type of thing to it. But he looks like Goku, so you could sort of, more than Gohan looked like Goku. So Goten looks like Kid Goku. But so there's that, and we know how cool Trunks can be. Like Future Trunks is one of the top like 10 like Dragon Ball Z characters. Everybody, like, people love Future Trunks. So like what I want to see is Goten and like little Goten and little Trunks kind of sort of begin to sort of grow into, especially with Trunks. So I want to see him sort of grow into like what we kind of see in Future Trunks. But anyway, so you kind of have like the story would be sort of Vegeta's like the big honcho. He's fighting off all the galaxy threats. He's the guy now. Everyone has to wait, hold out until he arrives. No, and like Goku, I wouldn't say Goku died or anything, but like more like Goku went away to do some shit that like he wanted to do. Like he wanted to train somewhere, or like he just disappears, kind of like Luke Skywalker. Just like there's a reason for Vegeta to be the top guy for a while. And then while Vegeta's as top guy, you have Gohan kind of training Goten and especially Goten, but also Goten and Trunks. But although Trunks would be mainly trained by Vegeta. But yeah, I think and then after a while you kind of retire Vegeta. Vegeta also goes away. Maybe he dies. I don't know. And then top dog moves to Gohan, but Gohan's obviously not as strong. Like you'd have to like do so. He's like somewhere in the ballpark of like Vegeta, Goku levels of strength. But and they did kind of do that in Super, where Gohan was like I forget what happened, but I mean he wasn't going Super Saiyan or anything, but he had like his inner power or whatever, where he was like keeping up with like Super Saiyan God, or like people in that like sort of ballpark. So he was sort of almost balanced, I guess you would say. But I would see that more like once Vegeta goes, after a while, it wouldn't be after a season or two, maybe 3 or 4, but after a while Vegeta also goes, and then Gohan is the sole, like the main protector of Earth, and he's got to kind of now live up to it. So now he has to and like building up to this, he would sort of train a little bit more. But now he's got to, like, he carries the burden of sort of protecting the Earth from like evil threats and shit, while at the same time training Goten and Trunks. And like eventually you would have maybe Gohan. Gohan, I feel like it would benefit. I don't know. See, because this is gonna like bum out a lot of Gohan fans. But I mean, if it was me, I'd kind of have Gohan like tragically die to sort of to create a character moment for Goten and Trunks. Because I also want Trunks to have some sort of relationship with Gohan, similar to like how Future Trunks did with Future Gohan in the Android Saga. I'd like to sort of, I would like to sort of see that kind of like a start happening in like the main timeline. But obviously, and it would make sense because he'd be getting trained by Vegeta because he's his dad, but he'd also be because he's friends with Goten. So that would be cool. And then I think with Goten and Trunks is like your new Goku and Vegeta. Like once you get them to like an adult sort of version, I think that could be quite cool to see. It would definitely be a lot different than Goku and Vegeta. I'm not sure how Goten as a character would differ from Goku himself, but I mean mainly just because Goku and Goku, Goten and Trunks are actually friends. Like they may be rival, but it's not like Goku and Vegeta are rival. I mean, I guess they're like they're allies, but I wouldn't say they're like fully friends, like, and they're not here like drinking beers and shit and like chilling out, smoking some bowls, but they are sort of, yeah, they're allies. But yeah, so Goten and Trunks would be actual friends, like friendly rivals, which would be cool to see. You and I'd also like to see Trunks be a little bit more like Vegeta, not too much. But I've always felt that personality wise, it never seemed like Trunks and Vegeta seem so different from each other, which is a good thing. Like Trunks should be this. But I mean, like you would have thought that like some like at least like in the main timeline, not future Trunks, the main timeline, Trunks being raised by his father, like he would sort of adopt some sort of character traits or things like that. Like it would have an influence on his personality. I feel like probably keep like the whole, maybe his father teaches him some Saiyan pride and whatever. But this is sort of that's just like that was just my idea of sort of what I would sort of enjoy to see from like a next generation type show from Dragon Ball. But I doubt that'll ever happen. But yeah, so to just sort of sum up everything I've said, pretty much my points is that sort of Goku is stronger than Vegeta through, like, I mean, he is just stronger, but also he had a lot more time to sort of get stronger compared to Vegeta, and Vegeta sort of has still stayed sort of relatively equal with them. They're a lot like that. And also Goku had unorthodox techniques, whereas Vegeta didn't have that. And still, even also with that, Vegeta kind of keeps up. He's not too far behind Goku at any given point. And finally, just the point of like Goku sort of being handed like at least the Super Saiyan God transformation. He was given that. He didn't earn it. He was given that because the plot needed him. Vegeta got that by himself, which I think is such an impressive feat. It's like I can't even think of anything comparable that Goku's done. Because I know that by itself is such a huge thing to like accomplish, to like fully bypass a ritual that you need to unlock a transformation through just sheer hard work and tenacity. I think so, and I think Vegeta's character in Super is a lot more interesting than Goku's. I spoke about Vegeta's character, but I haven't really touched on Goku, because Goku in Super, Goku doesn't really have develop as a character. He's kind of always the same. At least in Super, he is like he's very super like happy and whatever, like just psyched to train and just kind of be there. And that's pretty much because he doesn't really need to change, because it's him that causes everyone around him to change, because he's the main character and the world revolves around him literally. But I think it would be cool to sort of see Vegeta in that spot and see Vegeta kind of how the world of Dragon Ball would react when Vegeta as the main guy. And funnily enough, I think there was like, I don't know if it was fan made or anything, but I remember seeing a video about like a what if manga where like Vegeta was sent to Earth and Goku like stayed on Vegeta, like the roles were reversed, and pretty much it was quite well, because pretty much Vegeta was still like the same character, but everybody like he fought on Earth that Goku fought, he just like the Goku struggled against, like King Piccolo, like Mercenary Tao, Vegeta just had no like issues with. He just kind of outclassed them relatively easy. And then they met, but like the Saiyan saga happened, but Goku was like where Vegeta is, and like Goku is also still the same, like a bit more of like a hard bastard because of like now he's a full on Saiyan, but still he just wanted to fight. That was his main, he was fundamentally, he wasn't that different because he just wanted to fight. Like Goku always just wants to fight, and that was cool, But yeah, so pretty much in summation, I think Vegeta's better than Goku just because he's cooler. There's a lot of stuff that sort of I think speaks to people. Like the writing of his character. like the fact that like he fights for his like he's become a person who like cares about his family, about his life on Earth, which is a very human thing, and just like it's also, I don't know what it is, but I feel like characters who seem to sort of kind of make their own sort of power just through hard work and like training, and like Rock Lee and Naruto, or Asta from Black Clover. There's something very cool about that. It's that it plays into the idea of sort of hard work trumps talent. Just sheer sort of grinding and sort of training hard is better than just sort of being good at something, because you work to get there. And that's pretty much why I just think Vegeta is better than Goku. There's obviously no disrespect to Goku. I mean, he's the main character. He's a good main character. I love Goku, but I don't know. There's something about Vegeta. He's just very cool. He's a very cool character. But yeah, that's it. This video is getting quite long now, so I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna kind of end it here. This video has also been kind of all over the place. I kind of wrote the script halfway and then just kind of pieced it together, like ad-lib mostly, with many pauses in between, as I'm sure you can see in my videos, which is bad. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me just this collection of thoughts and rants. But yeah. If tell me what you think in the comments, if you feel so inclined. Do you agree? Am I right? Do you disagree? Am I an asshole? I don't know. Tell me. Please let me know. Yeah, and subscribe. Fucking final flash that like button. Kamehameha that notifications button, whatever. Or everything that like every other YouTuber says. Yeah, that's it. I've been Timothy Jams, and fuck off.